up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here to... I don't have anything to talk about, but I had some things on my mind, and I figured I would just let them go. I was watching Kimberly's video. The title is, Do You Love Black Children More Than You Hate Black Women? And she initially started talking about the response to Keke Palmer and, unmarried Black women, public figures who have children. Also Rihanna, right? And the response that they get from conservatives. And at this point, I truly feel like if you are trying to push a failing institution on a successful woman so that she can merge her assets with a man just to say that they're married, and you're a conservative. I don't even know. A lot of the things that y'all align with in terms of like societal structures, I just don't agree with at all. Like, I don't agree with the villainization of single Black mothers in the Black community. I feel like it's just a way to blame them for actually choosing from the lot of degenerate men who are never held to accountability or never held responsible. Nobody talks about the children being father deficient. It's always about the single mom and this demonization of the single mom. And I think it shocks a lot of women when the idea that some Black women and other women are choosing single motherhood, choosing to be single mothers. This idea that something is wrong with that they need this man. I don't know. I just don't know how to express what I'm trying to say. But a lot of the shit that is encompassed in the so-called Black community is a bunch of bullshit. It really is. And I feel like when you step into the rabbit hole, black hole vortex land of nothingness that is called the Black community, because it's when you talk about the Black community, I feel it excludes women, children, LGBTQ. I feel like when we talk about the Black community, the focus is only on straight Black men. That's how I feel. I feel like this preoccupation, this fantasy of being feminine and married and all of this bullshit that doesn't even align with what has happened, like leading up to, like, I say single motherhood is Black culture. Fatherless children or father deficient children is Black culture. It's normal. There's more Black women unmarried with children than there are married with children. And some by choice, some not. Most by choice. Most choose that. I kicked my son's father out of my house 7 days after giving birth to a premature baby. My baby was in the hospital weighing 3 pounds on all kind of machines and tubes in his face. And I was putting that nigga's stuff in bags, choosing to be a single mother with a preemie newborn, 7 days postpartum, yes. And after I was physically abused 7 days postpartum, so I chose it because I wasn't going to remain in anything just to say that, oh, they have a father. They have a father in the home. I'm going to be all over the place because I don't have any kind of rhyme or reason. These are just random thoughts that I've been having. Like this morning on Twitter, I posted, like, the thing with Cardi B, non-white people saying the N-word. I'm sorry. Y'all might unsubscribe, see you later. It might not tune, this might not resonate with you, but I don't care. I don't care. I am not going to spend time policing words. I'm just not, especially when the intent isn't wrong, or it's not, the intent isn't meant to. Yes, if somebody's using the N word and they're using it as a pejorative, but if it's, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like screaming to the top of my lungs because this shit is like, I feel like it's a trap. I feel like when you talk about the Black community, it's a fucking trap. It is a trap. And Black women get caught up in that, trying to uphold Black community. And it's like, what are you trying to uphold, sis? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. I don't know. And then heterosexual Black people, I don't know. Let me find something to talk about because I'm going to go nowhere with this because I have a lot. I have a lot, a lot of thoughts. Because somebody asked me on my YouTube, will I talk about Black women? Wait a minute, what did it say? Will I talk about Black women being able to live with, wait a minute here, let me find it. Can you please review can young Black women get real love without struggle, or give your take on it? Could you review I'm like, what is struggle to you? Is struggle not being married to some fucking man? Like, I don't know. Like, see, because for me, I'm not attracted to straight Black men. I'm not attracted to straight Black men at all. I find them mostly repulsive. I find them mostly egotistical. I find them mostly self-centered. I find them mostly narcissistic. I find them mostly selfish. I find them mostly unambitious. I just don't, I'm not attracted to that. Nothing about the way that they present in society makes me moist at all. I'm repulsed by how they present themselves in society, how they present themselves in relationships with women, how they are. I mean, if you look at the statistics, if you look at how Black men are really on the bottom of the social totem pole and in male groups, it's like, what the fuck? How would you find any of that attractive? And then you want to say Black community, and all you're really saying is fix the Black men. These Black men are violent. They're killing women and children and animals. And each other. It's like, what struggle are you talking about? Are you talking about trekking through the tundra, trying to find a man to spend an average of 8 years with, have a baby, and then you are tired of his shit, and now all of a sudden you're a single mother. Now you're a single mother, and now you are the responsibility of why all these boys are violent, selfish, narcissistic. So you see how that works? And how the father just gets to skirt out and then blame you because you, even after 8 years of marriage, should have chose better. So I don't know what you guys want me to say. A lot of the things especially for straight Black women, a lot of the things that I think, especially with the Portia Williams thing, y'all don't care how she got there. Y'all only care about the Barbie doll wedding. That's all. That the romanticizing what you think other groups of women are experiencing is leading y'all down the aisles with scamming ass Nigerian frogs, and then taking pictures like you're a Barbie doll, girl, and then everybody cheering and clapping for it, even though how she got with the man was completely out of order. Out of order. But she's cheered all the way down to the aisle. She looks like a princess. And when I saw so many things saying she looks like a princess, she looks like a Barbie doll, I said, oh yes, this is what it is. Black women have romanticized. In fact, I'm speaking of black women because I mean, women really, it's a lot. I mean, the hey Siri, what is the what is the revenue for the wedding industry?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is the revenue for the wedding industry. Check it out.
Wedding services and this is from industry to statistics. Um, Wedding services in the U.S. market size 2005 to 2028. The wedding service industry market size in 2022 was 61.9 billion. The wedding services in the U.S. market size growth in 2022, 3.8%. $61.9 billion in 2022. That is the revenue of the wedding industry. It's a big business. And let's see how much divorce lawyers are making, because that's going to come soon, because a lot of y'all are just trying to find anyone, because I mean, you've been socialized to like, oh, I've always said this, you've got this clock and this clock is ticking, so you got to find somebody, and just like Kimberly said, every fucking person you date is not husband material, and is not potential to be a husband. Sometimes it's just a drink and a meal, bitch, and a good lighthearted conversation. And maybe this person can turn out to be a cool acquaintance, somebody you do whatever with. But like, I really feel like heterosexual people feel like every single person that is not their gender is a potential sexual partner, therefore relationship, therefore marriage, therefore a bunch of bullshit. And it's like, you can't even exist without feeling like you got to be, somebody's dick has to be going in you and fitting inside of you to feel like you're a part of, I have a partner now. I'm a partner. I got a man now. And the way that black women throw having a man in somebody's face like it's a fucking prize is fucking bananas to me. It's always been bananas, because these niggas ain't prizes, and you know it. But you have to play a role. You have to play a role. You have to play a game. I don't want to hear it. All of these things, these social constructs that y'all got going on, how y'all move, I don't relate to none of this shit. That's the reason why for a long time I could not be in community with straight black women. One, y'all fucking bitches are homophobic. Yes. And two, all the fuck you want to talk about is men. That's all you want to talk about is a fucking man. I'm tired of talking about men. I don't want to talk about a man. I don't want to talk about the problems you have with your man. I'm going to tell you to break up with him, sis. And if I look like a bitter Betty or whatever the fuck or whatever, then that's what it is. But the motherfuckers ain't a prize. I know a woman who married a man. Let me tell you something. I know a woman who married a man. He had 3 children by 2 different women. He abused the second woman. He was physically abused the second woman that he was, and verbally and emotionally and psychologically abused the second person that he was in the relationship with. And she actually went on and married him and legally binded herself to this man, and actually told the second woman she said to her, you, girl, want my life. You are jealous that you want my life. She thought, listen to what she was telling herself, that I was jealous of her being with the man who physically abused me. I'm talking about me. Yes, I'm talking about the woman who actually married the man that physically abused me, and then threw him in my face as if I didn't leave him. You want my life. And she went on and married him. And then he turned into a fucking case. And then she became a seeing eye dog. And then she realized this ain't it. And then she left. I still ain't heard from her. Because, bitch, you owe me a fucking apology. That fucking disgusting waste of flesh you actually thought. And that's what I'm talking about. You threw this raggedy ass waste of flesh, undeserving of a legacy or a lineage, in the person that he abused, as if she, what? And that's what it is. Y'all just happy to have a dick in proximity. So a lot of the shit y'all want, I don't relate to. Y'all just want a fucking nigga standing next to you. And these niggas ain't shit. And most of them ain't shit. And if you want to spend your life trekking the tundra and climbing the mountain to try to find you a straight black man to procreate with and to be married to for the rest of your life, good luck. Here it is. Let me see what she said. Can young black women get real love without struggle? Like, what is struggle? Is struggle not being partnered with a man? Like, what is struggle? That's what I'm saying. Like we know struggle love. When we say, struggle love, ride or die, being the breadwinner, him not really being ambitious. I don't know. There's just a lot of kind of characteristics of these men where you enter into these relationships with, and it's struggle. And then straight black women are mostly race loyal. So what I can't tell you anything because you only looking for a black man. And I don't know, but last I heard, black men are the perpetrators of black women who are dying every 5.5 hours. So to me, I would be averted to them because these women are in intimate partnerships. And these women are dying every 5.5 hours. And I'm not sure how you would then try to find a man who looks like this. And then they're like, there is no accountability. Oh, she should have chose better. It's still the thing. She's dead in the ground 6 feet under. She should have chose better. And the next woman that gets with that man is going to be happy. She has a man until she's dead. I don't know. Like I said, my thoughts are all over the place. This is just how I feel about shit that's going on. I'm tired of hearing about the black community. I feel like it's a vortex of struggle. I feel like a lot of black people have their identities, their identity, their black identity is tethered to lack, struggle, scarcity. Just a bunch of like negative, like deficient shit. Just really the single black mother thing. Stop blaming single black mothers for the community, because after their children leave their home, they go and try to find communities of black men. If you have black children, they try to go and find communities of men, and men in society are not helping boys become the better versions of themselves. They're teaching them a bunch of dumb shit. More dumb shit. And then you wonder why do they turn out like this? It's not because they have values and things instilled in them from their mothers and whoever was around them. But when they start getting in communities, I mean, I have to remind my sons that you are going to be around other boys whose fathers and uncles and every other man around them are teaching them awful ways to relate to girls, to women. Awful. You remember the things that I've told you. If you see a girl that's talking to a boy talking to a girl and she looks uncomfortable, find out what's going on. If a girl is trying to say she wants to send nudes to somebody, tell her don't do it. If a boy is passing around nudes, tell somebody on him. I'm not that. And then like if that kind of stuff, it's like, oh, the bro code. The bro code is honoring mistreatment of people. That's what the bro code is. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna be quiet. That's bro code. Bros before hoes. I'm tired of the single black mother conversation. I'm tired of them, oh, you're not married. I'm tired of this, oh, pushing marriage. And then when you get married, you get married to any old fucking body just so you can, like Portia. Like that shit is not a flex to me. That motherfucking nigga is a scammer. Simon, whatever his last name is, if his name is even Simon, okay, bitch. If his name is even Simon, y'all praising that shit is whack. The way she got with that man is whack. And then she quit all her jobs like a fucking dummy to run around town like I tell you, Portia acts like a bitch in survival mode. She acts like she don't have her own money. You quit all your jobs and then you start selling sheets. And then to get down the aisle with the man to be like this. She looks like a princess. But she's probably going to experience a fucking nightmare. We'll wait for the YouTube video. All I'm saying is I'm tired of the black community. I'm tired of the conversations. I'm tired of these structures that y'all want. It's not the structures that y'all want to enforce are structures that are created by white power structure. When you try to enforce these rules, I'm just calling y'all conservatives because you're trying to conserve some shit that you're trying to assimilate to. People should be married. Well, white women do this and white women get to do this and this and this and this. Black single mothers is black culture. I'm sorry to inform you. Father deficient children is black culture. I'm sorry to inform you. So if Keke Palmer is on stage proud to be a unmarried pregnant woman, then so be it. Her being unmarried has nothing to do with nothing. 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 Like no thing. Nothing. 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 So my thing, if you don't want to deal with struggle love, stop picking any old random nigga. Reconcile the fact that you may not find a person that is compatible or suitable or meet your standards. That's another thing. If you have high standards, if it eliminates most men, then you should be happy. Let the other women get him so then they could throw him in your face and tell him, you wish you had my life. You over there having a nigga hold your shoulder, leading him around town. You want my life. When I told you, that lady said that to me that day, I literally could not believe what I was hearing out of my mouth. This woman told me, this nigga, first of all, GED, felon, right? Ex-convict, project raised. No diss to the project. Some people come great out the projects. No ambition, no education, can't even, I bet when he dies that his kids ain't gonna get no social security, nothing, because he ain't, girl, yes. And you asked me how I ended up with him. I was early, I'm not gonna tell you my age, but I moved to Atlanta. I was by myself. I didn't have community, right? I met him, and he started acting like the hero, right? he also reminded me of my father, right? And you know how that turned out. And he became verbally abusive very fast, verbally abusive. Um, within 2 months, within 2 months of us like dating and knowing each other, my grandmother had died, and I was in the bathroom crying. And I remember him coming in the bathroom and like telling like, "What are you crying for?" Like not being compassionate to the fact that the woman who helped raise me died, like because he didn't know me well enough, right? And it was really weird. And it's like you have to, that was one of the worst, like that is the worst, not one of the worst mistake I ever made in my life. And then come to find out, he was selling firearms without a license, traveling state to state. That's why he ended up in federal jail. I didn't know that he was being watched. So he got arrested. They came into his house or whatever. He got arrested. And then he went to jail. And right before he went to jail, I found out I was pregnant. And he went to jail for a year. If you watch my older videos, I kind of tell the story in bits and pieces. He went to jail for a year. When he came, then my father encouraged me. My father, yes, daddy's girl. My father encouraged me to wait for him. You would want it done for you, is what he said. I will never forget it. You would want that done for you. So I waited a year because he was doing it a year, and it was like a year and a day. So I waited a year. When he came back, I got pregnant again. That's why my children are 18 months apart. I got pregnant again. He became abusive. He had pushed me while I was pregnant, but he was very strategic in his abuse. He would push me when I was close to a bed so I could fall. And then I went into early labor because I was stressed out. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I hate this man. I hate him. Yes, I had sex with somebody. I was. Like I said to myself, I was in a fucking fog. I had so much turmoil from that relationship, and it only lasted 3 years, from 2006 to 2009. And in 3 years, I had 2 children. And I was emotionally abused, verbally abused. When he was in jail, that was the most abusive shit I've ever dealt with. I feel fucking pissed right now. Like I tell you, if the butterfly effect was real, I would go back to the day. I would go back to the day. And I wouldn't, it would, I would change it. I would change it. I don't care if it changed the course of my life and I died earlier. I'm telling you. I don't care if it changed the course of my life and I ended up getting hit by a fucking truck. I swear I would change it all. I would change it all. And the only reason I share this with you all, the only reason why I reconcile having 2 sons is I had a past life reading, and the woman told me I would be traveling with 2 sons in my first life, second life, third life. I'm on my 4th life. She says that I'm traveling with 2 sons, me and 2 boys. And that's the only way that I've reckoned. Like he was the person to come. Like I tell them, like I apologize to them about who is half of their DNA. I apologize all the time. I'm sorry that is the person that I chose. I'm so sorry. But I fell for the, oh, he's saving me out of a situation. Oh, he's helping me this. Oh, he's doing this for me. Love bombing is what they would refer to. Oh, he's doing this for me. Oh, he's doing that for me. He should have. And I say it all the time. If I wasn't in Atlanta, if I was in California, he wouldn't have had the time of day ever, never, ever, never, ever. But I was in another state. I had, I had a few friends there. And it was just like a whirlwind. I felt like it was just like a whirlwind thing. I met him I got there in May. I met him in June. I was pregnant by November. And then he went to jail. And I say to myself all the time, I remember him leaving my apartment on the way to the court to be taken to jail. I remember like going back and in retrospect saying that was the day I should have been like, no, but my other son would have not been here in that case. I would have only had one son. But on that day, I should have cut everything off. You going to jail, I resent my father. Ooh, I resent my father for encouraging me to wait, because my father was my father, and I trusted him. And it's not only his fault. I made a decision too, but I trusted him to give me the right advice. And I tell you all the time, my father only gave me advice that served a man. Me waiting for a man while I was pregnant and him stressing me out. Where are you? And calling and all this other stuff. When he was in jail, that was the worst experience ever. So dealing with struggle, fuck that. These niggas ain't shit. None of them are. None of them. If they get close to you, you keep them at an arm's length, because if they get close to you, they are likely to harm you. No, absolutely not. No. So I don't have any shame about being a single mother. I don't. I'm actually at peace. I'm actually at peace. And I have plans for my children. I have plans for them. I tell them, if you go live with your dad, I don't know where you will end up. You're better off as me, as your guidance through this game until you reach adulthood and you can go on and live without me, survive without me. You be better off with me as your guide through this than that motherfucker over there. So Keke Palmer not being married, that's good. I don't give a shit about none of that shit. Getting married to somebody, I say to myself, if I married him, we went and got married in the masjid, but that's whatever. I mean, no disrespect to anybody who practices Islam, but girl, whatever. That's it. That is how I connect. That's it. There was no marriage. And I said to myself, he kept saying, let's go down to the courthouse. I kept putting on, no, I'm good. No, I'm not. Because I knew, even though I was with him, I knew I'm not legally binding. What the fuck? I'm not that fucking crazy. And then in the process of him being in jail, I bought a house. In the process of him being in jail, right? Pregnant, single mother, bought her a house. Exactly. And then when he came home, because he wasn't on the house, he wouldn't fix anything in the house, because he said he wasn't on the house. So he wouldn't fix anything. Nothing. Not even a fucking washer on the fucking faucet. The faucet was leaking. I had to call somebody. And then he started getting verbally abusive, physically abusive, verbally abusive. Manipulating, playing mind games, gaslighting, all of that stuff. This nigga would go around, like, terrorize me. He would go around and break shit in my house that I would find later. I had a plaque from I did a project for a musical artist, and I got a plaque for it. He destroyed the plaque, just jealous. Destroyed the plaque and put it back in the box that I had it. And when I opened the box to take my plaque out and saw that it was dismantled and my nameplate was thrown away, the artwork that was behind the frame was thrown away. When I tell you I was so sick to my stomach, I was sick. That man terrorized me. So I don't know what y'all want with these niggas. I don't see it for them. The last person that I was with, he was also a flaming narcissist. The last person I was with was a flaming narcissist. Just a typical, when I tell you, I remember the last person I was in a relationship with, I remember standing in my kitchen and we were having an argument, and then I just stopped and I was like, I feel like I'm having the typical Black experience. I do. I feel like I'm having the typical Black woman in a relationship with a straight Black man experience. And I said to myself that day, never again, never again will I be in relationship or have a straight black man in proximity to me, close to me, ever. Never, ever, ever. I promise you, ever. So I don't know what y'all want me to tell you. I'm not the person to give you advice. I'm not, because I've been through some shit and I'm affected by that, and I have and because I have learned from that, I move totally differently. So my perspective of things, I don't promote marriage. I think it's a trap, especially for women. If and the hypergamy shit is fucking dumb, because if you're trying to be hypergamous with black men, you're gonna lose. And I'm just being honest, and that's just what it is. I really don't have any more much to say. Like I said, these were just random thoughts that I had. Hopefully you got something from it. Take care of each other, protect your energy. Don't stand for struggle love. The first semblance of struggle love in your relationships, where you're doing the majority of the work, you're like putting more effort, you're putting, what do the therapists say? The therapists say that when the women come in, and when the women come in therapy, couples therapy, they see that the therapists say when the women come into couples therapy, they see that the women are doing the most of the emotional labor. Just that's the reason why there's more majority of women in church and their husbands are at home. They don't fucking care, and y'all just want to have a dick. So it doesn't matter. They can do whatever the fuck they want to, and really can jump from relationship to relationship. Like, I feel like my son's father, the woman that he was with, she's left him. Yeah, she's left him. But why? In her mind, like, listen, and it's not just her, but in her mind, why would she think that a man who has 3 children by 2 different women, who she had to pay child support out of her fucking taxes when she got married to him, her taxes came to me for missing child support, and then they did something to where he don't have to pay child support no more. His child support orders were suspended or overturned or whatever. He doesn't have to pay child support anymore. And all he was paying was $285 a month for 2 children. And they figured out a way to get him on disability because, after you abuse verbally, physically, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically abuse a child of the divine, you're going to end up with no eyes and a fat tongue. Take care of each other and protect your energy.